A part of that plan, of course, is to induce the gradual surrender of American sovereignty, piece by piece and step by step, to various international organizations, of which the United Nations is the outstanding but far from the only example. Here are the aims for the United States. 1, greatly expanded government spending for every conceivable means of getting rid of ever larger sums of American money as wastefully as possible. 2, higher and then much higher taxes. 3, an increasingly unbalanced budget despite the higher taxes. 4, wild inflation of our currency. 5, government controls of prices, wages, and materials, supposedly to combat inflation. 6, greatly increased socialistic controls over every operation of our economy and every activity of our daily lives. This is to be accompanied naturally and automatically by a correspondingly huge increase in the size of our bureaucracy and in both the cost and reach of our domestic government. 7, far more centralization of power in Washington and the practical elimination of our state lines. There is a many-faceted drive at work to have our state lines eventually mean no more within the nation than our county lines do now within the states. 8, the steady advance of federal aid to and control over our educational system, leading to complete federalization of our public education. 9, a constant hammering into the American consciousness of the horror of modern warfare, the beauties and the absolute necessity of peace. Peace always on communist terms, of course. And 10, the consequent willingness of the American people to allow the steps of appeasement by our government which amount to a piecemeal surrender of the rest of the free world and of the United States itself.
What you just saw was a speech from 1958 given by Robert Welch, the founder of the John Birch Society, and he's also a political activist, an American businessman, and an author. Now, Robert Welch was considered a conspiracy theorist of his time, and he was bashed by every mainstream media outlet and multiple politicians. Today, however, his words ring truer than ever before, because everything he said back in 1958 is happening today. Everything from expanding government spending to an unbalanced budget to higher and higher taxes to government inflating the US dollar and controlling our prices, our wages, and our materials, not to mention controlling our education system by federalizing it. This was the very purpose of Common Core. That is, in a sense, what it does. But he doesn't stop there. He goes on to talk about control over state lines, basically removing state lines. That would be exactly what they've done via the border. They want the border lines gone. And in the end, you, the American people, are the ones who pay the ultimate price. Your sovereignty, your freedom, given up to a communist, dictating, socialist body. You see, I wanted to play this report for you, this speech for you, this 4th of July, because I want you to remember the freedoms that we have at stake. Our founders fought for everything to make America free and to make us home of the brave and courageous and strong and free people. Today, we have politicians, we have secret government agents, we have New World Order globalists, we have deep state, attempting to take away from you what you were guaranteed. What you were guaranteed a long time ago in our Constitution and Bill of Rights. Both Justice Knight and myself wanted to put this report out to you guys today so we can remember where we are at as a country. Because if what he talked about in 1958 is already coming to pass today, what does that tell me? And what does that tell you as American people? That what he said, even though he was called a conspiracy theorist, everything has come to pass. And these are the same exact things that Americans like myself and many others are still warning about today. I want to encourage you, if you're in an area to get elected into a position or run for Congress, and you have the ability and you have the America in the middle of your heart, and you just want to make America great again, then run for office. Start voting. Make your voices heard. Stand where freedom is at. Don't be like Nike, who wants to toss out a pair of shoes because it's got a flag on the back because Colin Kaepernick or whatever, I don't even like to say that name, doesn't want to promote the American flag. Bring a flag out there today and hang it high and wave it high. Because I'm happy to be an American citizen and I am happy to be free. Anyhow, please don't forget to share this far and wide and give me a thumbs up on the video if you like it, and well, subscribe and make sure you click that little bell. Otherwise, you're not going to get notified. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in, and happy 4th of July to all of you out there. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.